It's hard to know where to even begin. At first I wanted to make a video about Gears of War 5 and why it's not really a worthy addition to the franchise. But honestly, the more I think about things that annoy me about Gears of War 5, the more I'm drawn away from the campaign. In fact, I actually am kind of impressed by the campaign. And that's funny because I thought the campaign was the thing I was going to hate. But no, it was in fact the multiplayer. Without a doubt. That is where, whenever I tried it out, I realized that this game is an absolute joke. It's a piss take. It's a fucking pushing of the envelope once again from Microsoft, not the Coalition, Microsoft, to further monetize players and essentially just take what could have been a good game and completely turn it into a nightmare. I get the feeling that the Coalition was rushed quite a lot with the development of this game. That's why there are so few things at launch. There's like, what, 8 characters either side for Swarm and the COG characters? I mean, you're kidding me? And the characters we do get, 3 of them in particular, I have no interest in. And not only do I have no interest in them, I hate them. One of them is just a soy boy self-insert character. I mean, look at him. But look, even that, I mean, like, Gears of War 4 had a pretty pitiful selection of characters at launch. I mean, it didn't even have the original Marcus. It has a great character selection now. I mean, it has the biggest character roster of any Gears game I can think of, and probably the most interesting too. Then you come to Gears 5, and it's just... we're back to the boring characters. We're back to even less characters than Gears 4. I mean, my god, it took them, what, like 2 months to introduce the DB? The DB. A DB. Like, really? I can't think of a more boring ass character to play as. That's not even the worst part. One of these characters is going to take you 10 hours to grind. And this is where I come to my real big problem with Gears of War 5. The progression system. It's bollocks. It is the worst progression system I have ever seen in a game in my life. It is awful. And the reason it's so bad is because it revolves around a battle pass. I fucking knew this would happen, and I should have made a video about this a while ago. Every game right now seems to be migrating from loot boxes to the battle pass. Now, why is this? Why would they do that? What's the incentive? Well, the battle pass is a perfect, pretty much unbeatable excuse that games companies can use to force a grind into their game and therefore interject monetization. I can't think of a way that we could maybe force some sort of regulation or maybe make the law and the courts hear us on this the same way they were able to after how many years on loot boxes? I mean, loot boxes are self-evidently gambling.
I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
Yes! Yes! Oh, you can't guard me, look. Oh, we got him, we got him! Everybody, give it up! Everybody, give it up! Everybody, give it up! Everybody, give it up!
Peggy 3.
They defeat themselves in their presentation. The battle pass is a lot harder to take down. A lot harder because it doesn't directly engage in monetization. It indirectly engages you through monetization. It creates a grind and it hides that grind through dailies, through daily challenges, and it uses those daily challenges almost as a filler progression. From there, it gets you kind of hooked on completing it, and you don't realize how much time you're losing on that game. I've been there. I have been there. World of Tanks was my version of the Battle Pass. It demands your life from you. And the exact same thing that's what's going on with the Battle Pass is exactly what World of Tanks did. It creates a massive artificial grind and offers a convenient solution through monetization. That's the big problem with Gears 5 at the minute. It has turned into a free to fucking play game while still costing upwards of 50 quid. Thankfully I got it for free through the Game Pass system, but there are people who are buying this for 50 quid or $60. This has gotten completely out of fucking control. At least with loot boxes, I had some hope in the back of my mind, because again, it is self-evidently gambling and a shitty business practice. Anyone with a brain can look at it and see what it's doing and how it's manipulating people. This one takes a little more thought to realize why it's bad. Most people are going to catch on. Unfortunately, the most gullible people who will defend this system are kids. Kids will fall for this. Kids do fall for this. You hear like every day now about kids fucking emptying their parents' bank accounts because of these systems. I think this system unfortunately has more people defending it from what I've heard, and you need to stop. You need to stop, because I'm telling you right now, this is going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
You want to know how to drink shield real fast in Fortnite?